Let's start. Okay, let's pray. Amen. Good morning, class. Today is July 15, 2021. Before we start, class secretary, have you checked already the attendance? Wow, very good. Nobody is absent. Okay, class, before we start, please always remember that you don't need to have in chorus in answering. Just raise your hand, and if you need something, just call my attention. Okay, are you ready to learn? Okay, our topic for today is the key concepts of test hypothesis. But before we start, okay, row 1, can you read our first objective? Know the key concepts of test hypothesis, correct? Row 2, number 2, please. Illustrate test hypothesis. Row 3, please. Number 3. Recognize test hypothesis by enumerating the importance and usefulness in real-life situation. So let's have some review back in your PR1 subject, just this third quarter. So all about qualitative and quantitative study. Why I chose this one? Because it is a big impact in our subject. Okay, everyone, look at the pictures. What can you observe? See, in quantitative method, see, it involves numbers. What else? Yes, John. Yes, in qualitative method, it speaks with or it is questioning or by through questioning. And also feelings. It said excited and a little scared. Correct. What else? Yes, in quantitative, it is in figures. The questions are in figures. Correct. Yes, a little bit of background. You have already classified the qualitative and the quantitative approach or in every study. So this is a sort of a review. So example number 1, if the process of gathering data is through interviews, what is this type of approach? It is, yes, Maria? Correct. It is qualitative approach, because if the process of gathering data for number 2 is numerical or a survey type, it is already quantitative. Number 3, the findings are in graphs or in numbers. So after you have research, the findings will be by graph or it is numerical value. Yes, Peter. Yes, it is correct. Quantitative approach, because the findings in qualitative approach is richly descriptive. The results are in feelings, emotions, and the real reasons that involves emotional values. Okay, so if it is descriptive, it is qualitative. Number 5, the sample size population is random and big. So if you will research for a certain barangay as big as or the whole school, what type of research it is? It is correct. It is quantitative research. But if your size is or population is selected and small, like 1% or 2% per class, or 1% or 2% per year level, then that is a qualitative approach. See, you have already mastered the qualitative and the quantitative thing. Now, let's have some small game. I have here a game that is guessing a word or guessing the original word. So for example, for number 1, I have here already included the synonyms or the meanings of each word. For example, number 1, it means in any order or unplanned or not selected. So The words are ANDMO, and it starts with letter R. So anybody can guess? Yes, Jean? Random, correct. Number 2. So the word means a sample or people or residents or parameters. So in devolved letters are ANLOOP, ATI, and it's started with letter P. Yes. Yes, Juana? It is correct. Population. See, are you enjoying it? Okay, let's proceed. Number 3. It means information or figures or data. So for example, you are asking the data or the figure of a certain sexy lady. So it is what? Yes, Fox. It is vital statistics, correct. It is statistics. Number 4, it is an option, a secondary, or a selection. So it starts with letter A. So if you have the first choice, what do you call the second choice? Yes, of course, it is an alternative. Correct. And number 5, it is a guess or a presumption. Yeah, we all hear that one already. Yes, it is hypothesis. Correct. Now, let's go back with qualitative and quantitative approach. Here, uh, I want you to learn or to make emphasize with the difference between the two. So, example, in processing of data gathering, in qualitative approach, how we process the data gathering. See, it is through interviews or in observation. But in quantitative approach, it is through what? Yes, math. It is in surveys or numerical, correct. Okay, for finding representation, so if you already have the results, the discussions, the findings, how you represent this one, if you use the qualitative approach, you will use, yes, purely descriptive. You will describe the scenario, the feelings, the emotions, the real score, and everything descriptively. But if you use quantitative approach, the findings are in, yeah, we have already that one discussed. It is by graph or by numbers. So in population sample, okay, qualitative approach have a small one or selected people. But for quantitative approach, it is what? Yes, you make the whole barangay or the whole school. It is a large and random. Why I segregate these two or differentiate the two? Because I want you to focus on this. Quantitative approach have surveys, numerical, numbers, graphs, large people or random population. I want you to focus on this one because this is our study is all about. Forget about emotions, forget about feelings, forget about description. In this subject and all the succeeding lessons we will take, it will tackle only a quantitative method or quantitative study. This topic, this introduction, this is the first topic for our statistics subject. This topic and the succeeding ones are all for quantitative approach. Also, it will be your basic guide for your future encounters of testing hypothetical concerns like decision making and formulating predictions that involve numerical values. So sooner from our topic now, you will realize how important this topic is in our daily life. How important the decision making. You need to be wise. You need to decide the best rather than accepting or finding the secondary or the alternative ones. Okay. Also, perfect example is this subject. This topics is it is the very best example for your sampling in your practical research 2 subjects. So practical 2 research is all about quantitative research. So you will be using this study or these lessons for that subject. Okay, let's proceed. Now, I have here a documents, or I have here the I have here the forms, the papers. I need you to have this one for our activity. Okay, but first, okay, I need to divide you into groups. So to make it easier, on my left side, it will be group 1, and for the right side, it will be group number 2. Okay, so we will have 3 activities, but you will answer all 3, but I need you to report only one topic each group. Okay, now I'll get a copy. Okay, here's your copy for group 1. Group 2, here's your copy. You need to write your answers on a 1/4 sheet of manila paper. It is also provided. And this activity is only for 10 minutes. Don't you worry, class. It is very easy. Okay, at the end of the 10-minute time, prepare for our reporting. Okay, each group will be given 2 minutes for the reporting. Of course, rubrics shall be used in this activity. It is always graded. So for our rubrics, I will give you 5 points if you give me the correct analysis and the right answer with appropriate explanation. 3 points if you give correct analysis but wrong answers and explanation. And also 1 point if you have incorrect analysis, answers, and inappropriate explanation. Also, each of you should have your group leader to have your individual performance rating. So again, your group leader will rate your group members. So you have already your forms, or you have already your papers for this activity? Okay, look on the presentation. Activity 1 is a matching type activity. There is a set A. This is a set A is for the meaning, and set B is for the right term or the correct words for this one. So you just only need to choose what is the appropriate from set A to set B, or this is matching from set A to set B. For activity number 2, I have here 10 different words that correspond with a mathematical symbol. So in this topic, we are using 4 symbols. We have the equal sign, the unequal sign, the less than, and the greater than sign. So you just need to check which sign or which word is appropriate with the particular sign. Okay, it is also to be reported by group 1. So prepare group 1, you'll report this one. And the activity number 3 to be reported by group 2, it is a what? Providing HO and H sub 0, HA and H1. Don't you worry. All of this one you will encounter that's already provided in activity 1. Once you have answered activity 1, all the rest will be easy for you. Okay, and your 10 minutes starts now. Okay, last 5 minutes. Make sure to answer all your to write all your answers in the manila paper. If you are done, you can start posting your manila papers on the board. Okay, time is up. Okay, everyone, look at your monitors. Okay, we will be answering activity number 1. Okay, for activity number 1, see, for question number 1, it is an assumption or testable prediction. It may not, or it may be or may not be true. So anyone, what is, it is an assumption or prediction. Correct. It is letter B. It is a hypothesis. Okay, class. Here's the thing. What is the difference between hypothesis with an I and hypothesis with an E. Yes. Ang isa, singular ka ng I. Hypothesis with an I is a singular. One hypothesis. If there are many hypotheses, there is, you call it hypothesis or E. So many of you are confused. Now you know, okay? Okay, question number 2. It shows no significant difference between parameters. It means parameter A and parameter B has no significant difference. What you call that one? Yes, anyone? Okay, Peter. Correct. It is null hypothesis. Very good, Peter. Okay, number 3. The contrary to the null hypothesis. If we have the first null hypothesis, there should be a contrary or the opposite or the contradiction of the first hypothesis or the first idea. It is considered what? A, letter A. It is alternative hypothesis. Correct. Number 4. The decision-making process for evaluating claims. If you have many claims, somebody claimed this one, somebody claimed also this one. If you want to evaluate the claims, what do you call that one? It is called, yes, letter E. It is a test of hypothesis. So if you are testing many claims or many predictions, or you want to know the real score on something, it is the process of testing of hypothesis. Okay, number 5. It is basically testing an assumption. Same with number 4. Of course, it is letter E. Tests of hypothesis. Okay, number 6. It is denoted by H sub O or H sub 0. Always remember, H stands for hypothesis and O or 0 stands for what? Any idea? Yes, from your logic subject, O in 0 is what? Null, or yes, it is null hypothesis. So always remember, class, null hypothesis, or it means void, it is 0, it is nothing, it is H sub 0 or H sub O. Okay, it denotes with H sub A or H sub 1. What you call this one? H means hypothesis, A means alternative. Of course, it is A, letter A. It is alternative hypothesis. So to make it simple, class, in our level, in grade 11, we shall use H sub O and H sub A for our discussion. Because H sub 0, H sub 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you will use this one in higher statistics when you have many or more than 2 options or more than 2 parameters. But for us in basic statistics, we will using H sub O for null hypothesis and H sub A for alternative hypothesis. Number 8, it is denoted by, what you call that one? U? No, it is mu, or it is the 12th letter of the Greek alphabet. It is pronounced as mu. Okay, so when you see that when you see that symbol, it is called what? Of course, it is. So paminabilin diha. Letter D. It is the population parameter, or it is called parameters. So if you have 2 parameters, you can say that it is mu1 and mu2. So you can stated that one. Okay. Group number 2. Who will be reporting the activity number 2? Okay, thank you. Group number 3. Yes, proceed. Okay, thank you. Let's check. Okay, for group number 2 or the second activity, we have here the 10 words, 10 basic English words or words that can be translated into mathematical symbol. Okay, so we have here 4 symbols. We have the equal sign, we have the unequal sign, the less than, and the greater than. Of course, number 1, what is the sign for greater than? Perting sa'yo na. Okay, greater than is this one. Less than, the opposite. Equal or equal sign. It is the equal sign, not equal to. Of course, it is the unequal sign. Number 5, the same as. So this one, the start. If you encounter the word the same as in a statement, what a mathematical symbol or analysis you will be using? The same as, or it means A is the same as B, right? So parameter A is the same with parameter B. So they are equal, correct. It is equal sign. Number 6, change from. If you encounter the word change from, example 1, it changed from 1 to something, or it changed from upper or lower, you don't know, but it is changed already. It changed already. So this is, it should be correct, unequal, because it changed already. So it is already an equal sign. Number 7, shorter than. Of course, from 8 feet, it is shorter than 8 feet, or lower than 8 feet, it is, of course, less than sign. Okay, if you encounter number 8, if you encounter is word, the word is means what? Yes, it is means equal. Remember, huh? The word is means equal in our lesson. Number 9, different from. So when you say different from, it is not the same as. It changed already. It is different from the original. It means, yes, of course, it is unequal. Now, number 10, increase. Okay, increase, greater than, above, all is pointing to up. It is, of course, greater than sign. Okay, very good, group 2. You are perfect with this one. Okay, let's proceed. I mean, group 1. Let's proceed, group 2. Let's check. Now, identify and provide HO and HA. What is HO? The null hypothesis. And HA is the alternative hypothesis. So example, the claim number 1. Statement number 1. If someone stated that the average age of grade 11 student is 17. So one person stated this one. So if you want to check if the statement is correct, or if you want to test if this statement is true, then you will make the assumptions. You will make the prediction if it is correct or not. But before than that, you need to study the sentence first. What is the parameter being used? So the parameter here is the average grade and the student. So it is between the average age and the grade 11 student. What is the word being used to identify the two parameters? It is the word is. Okay, remember in our previous lesson, in our previous activity, is means equal. So when you say equal, it is under null hypothesis. There is no change, or there is no difference between average age and the students, which is 17. So okay, so this is a null hypothesis. So if you already find the null hypothesis, then what is our alternative hypothesis? Correct. The average age of grade 11 is just the opposite of is. Just put not. Okay, so it means our alternative hypothesis, the average age of grade 11 student is not 17. So you already have your alternative hypothesis. So in these two scenario, I mean in these two hypotheses, hypothetical prediction or claims, one is correct and one is wrong. So if you want to further study this one, then you will make a survey for all the grade 11, get all their age, and make the average. Then after that one, you will have the result. If you will accept your initial claim that the average is 17, or you will accept the another one that it is not 17. So this is the process of testing hypothesis or test hypothesis. Easy? Yes, it's very easy. Okay, this is only for our introduction. We will have another parameters or another key concepts of test hypothesis for our next topic. So for this one, let's just master the null and the alternative hypothesis. Okay, claim number 2. In claim number 2, we have the passing percentage of grade 11 students in statistics is less than 90. So it means in 100 students, only less than 90 shall pass. More than 10 will fail. So this is one claim or one assumption or one prediction. So again, let's check the words being used in this one. So the parameters are the grade, the percentage, the passing percentage, and of the students. So the two parameters. What is the value? It is less than 90. So what are the words being used for the parameters? It is the word or words less than. Less than means what? Going down. So it means it is less than or lesser than sign. So when you say lesser than or less than sign, it is what? It is alternative or it is null. Of course, it is alternative hypothesis. So you have already identified the alternative hypothesis that it is less than 90. Then you will make the contrary or the contradiction, or you say the null hypothesis is it is not less than 90 or it is equal to 90. That is very the same. That is your null hypothesis. So every claim you should check if it is already stated as null or it is stated as alternative. Then decide after that one. Okay, let's proceed. Number 3. The graduating percentage of grade 12 students in senior high school is smaller than 95. So it means 95 can graduate and 5 people will never graduate or not graduate this at the same time. So the word here or the words used here is smaller than. Of course, it is, of course, alternative hypothesis. So our null hypothesis is the opposite of smaller than. It is not smaller than or equal. Correct. Number 4, the average grade of your section, grade 11 Franklin, statistics is greater than 75. Of course, it is an assumption only. Okay. So greater than, of course, it is alternative hypothesis. So write the null hypothesis. It is not greater than or it is equal to 75. Okay, very good. So any question regarding our topic? Okay, everybody, lend your ears and eyes to me. Focus on the presentation. Let's answer these questions. Based on the activity, how do you define test hypothesis? So based on the activity we have. So in our own language, test hypothesis is just testing claims. If you want to test which is the claim that is true, test 1 or test 2, or claim 1 or claim 2, or prediction 1 or prediction 2, then the process is test hypothesis. Of course, here, hypothesis, it is denoted with H, is defined as a proposed explanation. It may be true or not true, okay? It needs experiment or it needs answers to confirm the validity or what is the true form of it. For the phenomenon that can be used as a basis for further verification or investigation. Again, you need to verify or investigate in order to find the real thing. It is an assumption about a population parameter. And the decision-making process of evaluating claims about the population is called hypothesis testing or test hypothesis. Okay, continuation. Oh, we have two types of uh, hypothesis. So what are the two types of hypothesis? The null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. So when we say null, it is denoted by, kung sa kita itong nasabutan sa ato ang section or sa ato ang topic, sa ato ang level sa grade 11, null should be denoted by H sub O, correct, for null hypothesis. So it states that there is no difference between parameter A and parameter B. So it means A and B are the same. So that is why you can only use the equal sign. For alternative hypothesis, it is denoted with, represented with H sub A. Okay, so we will use H sub A. It means also there is an existence of difference between two parameters. It means A and B are not the same. That is why we can use the unequal sign. We can use the greater than sign or the lesser than sign for this one. Okay, proceed. Based on the results, okay, we have activity 2. How was the key symbols illustrated? So we have already 4 symbols used, but during when you reach higher statistics, more symbols will be coming or more symbols will be added. Okay. To state the hypothesis, we must translate the words into mathematical symbols. So the basic symbols are as follows. So what are the basic symbols? Equal sign, unequal sign, greater than, and less than. So here are the mathematical equivalent words. So always remember these words. So when you make the test of hypothesis, the claim, check the claim, find the keywords or words, then you will find how to answer the analysis if it is alternative or null hypothesis. Okay. And the last one, how can we apply this test hypothesis and to real life situation? So anybody? Yes, we have already a lots of questions regarding finding the average age or percentage in our passing percentage or graduating percentage. What else? So basically, every day you test ideas. So unsa nga paagi? New ways or new approaches with your normal daily routines. The important question is, however, is what that idea or your idea or way approach significantly better than your previous one? So which is the better option? Option A or option B? Or the previous one or this one? So every day you are testing many ideas. So example are recipes. This guy is cooking adobo in this recipe and the other guy is cooking adobo in this recipe. They are both adobo, but they are different recipes. Then you will ask the people, what is the best recipe? Then after that one, that is test of hypothesis. Traffic routes. So example, uh, from your place, from your home to your school, you are riding a car or something or a bicycle and you find another route there without a traffic or with a smoother road. Then you test road 1 and road 2. Then you will find what is the better route. Waking up, showering, any basic analysis or basic decision making that with numerical values, that is already considered as a test of hypothesis. So see here, you drew all the options from different conclusions and recommendations everywhere. You hear from TV that this product is good. You hear from your cousin that you need to eat this one and that one. So those are all hypotheses. Hypothesis 1, 2, 3, 4, whatsoever. So how many that you are counting for your hypothesis? So for our topic, we are only conducting 2 hypotheses, which is the hypothesis 1 or the null, and the hypothesis number 2, which is the alternative. The moment you have decided your final action on something based from those numerous selections, then you have done your test of hypothesis. So after testing all of these predictions, assumptions, recommendations, you have already decided the best or your option, then that is considered you have already done the test of hypothesis. So in our situation now, in the COVID-19 pandemic, remember that uh, having this production of COVID-19 vaccines, and you are choosing what brand for different effectivity and different products from different countries, that is already what choosing that is already a process of test hypothesis. From many options, from many testing, laboratory testings and everything, they make up the conclusion, they make up the uh, analysis, the data presentation. That is the very basic of test of hypothesis. So those are only some of the real life situations, the usefulness and the applications of this topic in our daily life situation. Okay, any question? Okay, let's have this board activity. So group 1 and group 2 prepare one representative each. Let's check if you understand our lesson well. Okay, and here on the board, state the null and alternative hypothesis and its mathematical value. So in our previous one, we only state the null and the alternative. Now we make also the mathematical value. Okay, for statement number 1. The school claims that the average grade of grade 11 students in the statistics is 87. So what is the first thing to do? Find the keyword that represents the two parameters. Our parameters are the average grade and the grade 11 students grade in statistics. So the word here is, okay, the word here is correct. So is what? Alternative or null? Correct, it is null. So you can write here, the average grade is 87. So after having our null hypothesis, we should put our alternative hypothesis. So what is the contrary or the opposite of is? Just put not, correct? So our alternative hypothesis is the average grade is not 87. Now, how we can put this one into mathematical symbol? Just like this. HO, or our null hypothesis, mu, which is our parameter, is equal. The word equal is. So the parameter is average grade and is 87. So it is the null hypothesis. Our mu is equal to 87. So that's how you put the null hypothesis and in symbol. Okay, let's proceed with the alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis, or HA. Okay, mu is not equal to 87. So here it is in words, here it is in symbols. The two have very the same meaning. Okay, let's proceed with statement number 2. Anyone? Okay, Angela. The IATF claims that the recovery rate of COVID-19 cases in our region, in Region 12, is different from 98. So again, class, if you hear the news, the fatality rate of COVID-19 is less than 2% for Filipinos. So we are among one of the lowest fatality rate. So mas gamay ang nangamatay nga Pinoy kumpara sa uban. Sa uban mo, increase siya sa 2%. So sa 100 ka namatay, o sa 100 nga na biktima og COVID, duharay mamatay nga Pinoy. So that is our ratio as of now. So the claim here is in region 12, it is different from 98. So it is a claim. So now let's proceed. What is our parameters? It is the 98%, which is the recovery rate, and what else? The recovery rate and the cases is in our COVID-19 pandemic. It's different from 98. So what is our keyword? Different from, correct. So when you say different from, it is not equal, right? So it should be unequal sign to be used. So unequal sign, it is under, Angela, correct. It is under alternative hypothesis. So our alternative hypothesis is the recovery rate is different from 98. So after the recovery rate, after the alternative hypothesis, what is our null hypothesis? So the opposite of different from, it is not different from 98 or equal to 98. They are the same. Then after that one, what is our numerical symbol or mathematical symbol? Our HA or alternative hypothesis is not equal, and our null hypothesis is equal. So as simple as this. Any question? Yes, clarification. None? Okay, so I guess everyone is ready. I need you to prepare 1/2 sheet of paper. We will have our test for 10 minutes. Okay, directions, close all your notes and no copying, of course. Okay, everyone is ready? Here are the questions. Your 10 minutes starts now. Okay, 5 minutes is up. Ready. Make sure you have all the answers from all the numbers. Okay, pencils up in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's check. Exchange papers counterclockwise and 1, 2, 3, stop. Okay, right corrected by. And let's start checking. First question. What is test of hypothesis? Balik-balik na nato ni. Diba? Okay, so test of hypothesis, it is a decision-making process and testing claims or simply testing of assumptions. Okay, 1 point. What are the two hypotheses? Yes, Eugene, you have the null and the alternative, correct? Null hypothesis or HO and alternative the HA. For number 4 and 5, I'll be the one to check. So just leave it already, okay? 6 to 7, provide the alternative, the null hypothesis and the alternative on the statement, the fatality rate of Filipino for COVID-19 is below 2%. Okay, kasi mohatag sa alternative, first ata, the word is below. So when you say below, it is what? Alternative or null? Correct, it is alternative. Who will give the alternative? It is, the fatality is below. So just copy it. It is already the alternative hypothesis. So what is our null hypothesis? The opposite of below. Not below, correct. Or just put equal, they are the same. So our null hypothesis is the fatality rate of Filipino for COVID-19 is not below 2%. Correct. 8 to 10, select from these 4 choices. First, letter A is mu. Letter B is at unequal or not equal. Letter C is greater than and less than. And letter D is equal sign. Okay, number 8. Yes, Arthur. It is the parameter or the population. Unsa gani ni? Let us letter A. It is the mu sign. Okay, number 9. It denotes alternative hypothesis or there is a significant difference between the parameters. So, dili na siya equal. Asa may dili equal ani? Yes, letter B is correct. How about letter C? Of course, it is also different, significant. There is also significant difference. So both the correct answer is both B and C. So, nela si Piat. Okay, B and C is a correct answer. And number 10, it denotes null hypothesis, or there is no significant difference. Of course, it is the equal sign, or letter D. Okay, who got the perfect score of 8 over 8? Okay, very good. Okay, pass all your papers to the front and to me. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, congratulations for the perfect score. Okay, class, for your assignment, I want you to read the next topic in our SLM. It is about level of significance and the rejection regions. Okay, in a 1/2 crosswise sheet of paper, make a Venn diagram about the two topics using 10 to 15 words only. So for your convenience, as usual, you can also post your assignment to your Facebook page. So picture lang na, post sa Facebook and tag me or send to my messenger, FB Messenger account. So I'll be noticing it. So ang dili makabuhat ani, of course, you need to submit to me the 1/2 crosswise next meeting. And before we leave, always remember that you can always review our topic, especially this topic about tests of hypothesis, in our Facebook group page. So all the topics are posted and updated regularly. So once again, itong Facebook page, yes, it is Quezon National High School, grade 11 math, school year 2020-21. So again, thank you for all the participation and God bless. Always remember, be fruitful. Okay, thank you and goodbye, class. Bye-bye. And recording end.